So Elefania, in simple terms, is a dreamland. So all the pieces that I used to make back then were dreamscapes. And it's more like a fantasy world that I would wish to be versus the one we're living in. Yeah. So in the fantasy world, everything is possible and playful and so nice. And then this world we're living in right now, it's you have everything going on, the bad, the good, and everything all mixed up. Yes, actually at times I'm using the actual events, or actual events inspire me to come up with, for example, a theme or a topic that I work on. Then at times it's the objects or the materials that I encounter that will actually trigger me to think of an idea. Because at times I love collecting different, I'm not a hoarder first of all, but I like when I look at objects, some objects speak to me, and then I collect them, or I alter them and then turn them to sculptures or pieces. And depending on what I want to talk about, mainly objects carry history. And so if I collect an object, I'm mainly looking at its history and its meaning, say from its previous function to the current and what it actually means in the current world. I moved from one body of work to another. I think it will all depend on how I feel first of all. At times it could be, should I say, demand. At times it just gets boring, you know. If you've been working on something for 2 years, for example, or you're working on a theme, for example, or you're working on sculptures for 2 years, at some point it gets boring. So for me, to cut that boredom, I switch to the next discipline, or I try to merge this discipline with this other one, and then feel like I'm coming up with something exciting, more something new. Pieces that are in the yard, these are beer boats, the wooden beer boats that they make out of the mugavu or the albizia wood. And so, yeah, back in the day, people are making beer in these boats, local beer. At the moment, the practice is dying because of we have now the beers in bottles. So many people are now abandoning the practice because you can easily get a beer in the bottle anywhere at the shop. So anyway, for me, I see so many whenever I go to villages. And then people are just keeping them there outside, and some of them are rotting. And for me, this is history, you know. So I like to, just get them if I can, and then give them another life. I may turn them into a totally different thing, or I just take care of them. So that is one of, preserving history. So I've had some people tell me that this piece is as old as maybe 30 years or 40. And some of the people that are keeping these boats, they also they got them from their, say, grandfather, who was into the production but it's no longer, no one is doing it, so they're just keeping it. I don't think I describe it in any way, but I would say that when you look at the pieces, I can say these are creatures that come to me in my dreams. And then I'm the guy, I'm sort of like a medium, or I'm the guy who is in a space and creating all these things that are actually going to show up in the near future.